Canberra's Best Breakfast with Steven Cenatiempo. Thanks to E&S on 2CC.
Time flies when you're having fun. It's 19 past 8. It feels like we only started this 5 minutes ago, doesn't it? We're expecting a sunny day across the region today. Tops in the mid-teens, although it's still a bit cool at the moment. We did have some frost this morning. 6.4 degrees, feels like 1.5, but we're told that it's going to get up around the 15 to 16 degree mark later on this morning. Time to catch up with One Nation leader, Queensland Senator Pauline Hanson. Morning, Pauline.
Good morning, Stephen.
Geez, a lot to talk about this morning. I want to start with the latest Newspoll, which paints a pretty grim picture for the Prime Minister, but not a great picture for Peter Dutton either, which I've been saying to everybody this week is that the problem is that our politicians are not talking about the top three issues affecting Australians, and that is cost of living, cost of living, cost of living.
I agree with you, but there's a swing. Look, I've just done the weekend in New South Wales. I've had speaking engagements there, getting around, meeting people. Public are fed up with both major political parties. They want change. They feel they've got the same policies, headed down the same path, and people want change. That's why they're not polling really well. They've saying they're not happy with the Labor Party. I think there is going to be a big swing against the Labor Party, what's happening especially here in Queensland, but also Peter Dutton, to me, needs to come out and show a bit more strength, leadership, which he has done in the last 6 months, I'd say, but people want more from that, and it is about the cost of living, and people are fed up with the same old rhetoric, what we're going to do for you, and nothing eventuates. So unless they really address the cost of living, people are in fear of losing their homes, the mortgages, the cost of looking after kids, sending to education, everything. They've had a gutful. The
scary thing is, though, on the current figures, it looks like we're heading towards a Labor minority government, which means the Greens have far more power than they deserve to have. And that's really frightening. You know, I mean, once upon a time when Bob Brown and those kind of Greens around, you'd think, OK, well, they're focused on environmental issues. But Adam Bant is a scary prospect.
It is, but it doesn't need to happen. This is what people have to realise. If you don't want that, then don't vote for the Greens.
Yeah.
That's the whole stupid part about it, is the fear-mongering that goes on. So then they put fear into people, oh, well, we better vote for one or the other, so we better not vote for minor parties such as One Nation. That's a more intestinal fortitude to stand up for these issues and hold them both to account and probably do something for the country. So people can't think that way. You know, it is a democratic society. We actually have the candidates. People then vote for it. But people are the real problem, and this is why I talk to people all the time, people don't understand our voting system. Do you know that?
Yeah.
The people that come back to me and say, oh, no, we have to vote Liberal Labor. No, you don't. Yeah, no, we have to vote Liberal Labor. I said, no, you don't. Understand it. People have no understanding of the preference system. You should open up the lines, ask people, or people have been so dumbed down that we don't teach them in the educational system. They go to vote. They don't understand the preferences. They don't understand how the whole system works or the two levels of government.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I was having lunch yesterday with a group of business people here in Canberra, and one of the people that was at lunch with us was a senior Labor staffer from way back, and he made the exact same point, that people don't understand the voting system anymore. And we were discussing them. Well, we were at school where we were actually taught all of this stuff, but it's not taught anymore.
It's not. And that's why I'm actually at the moment getting a cartoon done to explain the voting system in Queensland for the lower house for Queensland. We only have one house.
Yeah.
But I've been playing the federal one with John Burgess that we put out. But I'm putting it in literature. And it's not about telling people how to vote for One Nation. I'm telling people to empower people to make their vote count. So that you vote, you look at the candidates, you look at the policies. Who is the best to represent you? If that be the case, give them a number one. And then you go down the whole list and put them in order of your preference. Then if the number one doesn't get up, your vote will flow to your number two and so forth until someone gets voted in with 50% of the vote. This is what I think needs to happen in Australia to get the right politicians, the right parties to represent us. And this is my campaign in the lead up to the Queensland election and the federal election.
I'm one of those crazy people that votes below the line in the Senate, and I go backwards. I start with who I want to put last and then work my way forwards.
Yeah, well, you only need to mark 12 squares now.
No, I know, but
you don't have to do the whole lot.
Sometimes I just feel the need to put somebody last. But anyway, now I do want to talk about this Blaney goldmine fiasco. The more and more information that comes about this, the worse Tanya Plibersek looks, and it's pretty clear that she's just trying to protect her own seat in Sydney.
Look, that's what they're saying. If that is the case to protect her own seat, I don't know if that's the case. I think they're using that as a ruse to actually have a go at her. The whole fact is that it should not be allowed. They passed all the environmental requirements. It was passed, and it was proved. They've done it.
Yeah.
It should be overridden by her. One person, because of this Aboriginal heritage and some Aboriginal coming out, if they are Aboriginal heritage, Aboriginals themselves have a say.
Well, the local land council says they're not.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So it should not be allowed. The Prime Minister should step in now. She should not have the authority to overrule it when everything has been ticked off and passed. That's where I'd be totally different. I say, no, okay, you put these laws in place. They've passed everything. Why the hell does one person, one minister, based on some hearsay, can overrule it when it will bring in, $200 million to the state?
Yeah.
It's $1 billion project. It will employ 800 people. It's pathetic, Stephen.
Yeah.
This is where we're going in this country. It's all this Aboriginal crap that's been rammed down our throats, and it's got to change, okay? It's about the prosperity of the nation, getting jobs and bringing,
Well, not only that, but the local Aboriginal community is saying it's costing us jobs.
It is. So you've got to look at yourself. What deals have been done? Why is she so adamant about it? It's of no benefit to anyone.
Yeah.
And she's still persisting with it. I tell Albanese, get a bloody backbone, rein it in, and do what's right for the country and everyone concerned. So anyway, to me, he's a pathetic leader. He hasn't taken leadership in this, and he should overrule her.
Well said. Pauline, good to talk to you. We'll catch up next week.
All right, thanks.
Senator Pauline Hanson, One Nation leader, back with us.